Hello lovely friends, I've got an exciting simple palette radial swipe here today, and I'm collabing again with my wonderful friend Kim from Kim's Creations, and our special guest is Aishu from Aishu's Crafty Kids Club. I'm going the raspberry ripple route. I just want to say thank you so much to all of my members. You mean the world and you're so supportive, thank you. And to my subscribers, every one of you. Aishu is an amazing supporter of everybody in our community and an amazing paper crafter, so please do check out her channel and Kim's too, and subscribe if you haven't already. So very appreciated. So I've got a very simple palette today. I've got my yellow, my white, permanent rose and red. I'm making ice cream colours, so can you see the vanilla? I've got my cream, my red and my pink, and I wanted to use this really simple palette to create a raspberry ripple effect. So first of all, I'm getting my vanilla to spread over the canvas, making sure it's a really thin layer. I just want enough paint on there just so it can move the paints on top of it, and a really nice thin layer. I made this with say 75% titanium white and 25% yellow. I was going to say lemon then. I'm getting into the mindset of doing ice cream when it's fluid art, so it's very it's really like working with vanilla ice cream. The colours of acrylic paints that you're just using to make as lifelike as you can. So can you see how smooth it is? It's a lovely mix of my normal medium, which is Liquitex gloss pouring medium, and my Oatrol. You can use Floetrol as well. Oatrol is a bit thicker than the Australian and the American Floetrol. I'm not using any Floetrol, Aussie Floetrol in today's painting. I'm not after cells, I'm after a creamy rippled look. So I wanted to use a heart because I was thinking red for a heart and red and cream for the raspberry, and I thought the shape of a heart would make it look really nice. So now I've got a nice thin layer, and just to say about the cream or the ice cream vanilla colour, just add as much yellow as you like, and yellow doesn't look very strong to begin with, so make sure you add a little bit at a time if you're going to try and make this colour, and just stir it and just create the colour for you. You can always add more yellow and more white at any stage. So I'm just making sure now that the edges have got plenty of coverage, so when it drips over the side you don't have to keep touching it up, although it's okay to touch it up right at the end. I don't want too much of the raspberry ripple going over the edge, but I do want that sort of dripping off the edge of the heart so it does look like ice cream. So I'm now just touching up, making sure that as much vanilla around the sides as possible, and I'm now puddling my paints. It's my first puddle paint actually. I haven't puddled paints like this before, so I'm really enjoying doing it on a small canvas, and it's a bit of an experiment because if I'm doing a radial swipe and puddling, two things I haven't done before, it adds that excitement of trying something new. It doesn't have to be a big change or something big, it could be just the way that you pour the paint that makes it interesting, experimental, and it also adds to the effect and the outcome of the layering of the paints. So you can see I've got a nice lot of pink. That Arteza Bordeaux red is a really strong, vibrant, high pigmented paint, and I'm putting quite a lot on, so it's going to be quite dark, but I want that sort of dark red raspberry colour with a nice bit of vanilla coming through. So I'm really excited as I start this because I don't know how it's going to turn out and how much the vanilla is going to come through, and I know I want a lot of vanilla. So it was exciting because as I started to use my palette knife and layer the paints, it was the moment that I put the palette knife on in the centre and started the radial swipe that I began to see exactly how the colours were reacting together in this really simple palette. There we go. So I'm literally having the palette knife almost flat but at a slight angle, and I'm gathering a bit of paint as I go along on this radial swipe, going round and round, and I can see the colours mixing beautifully, beginning to change as I carry on with the swipe. And now, because a heart shape isn't exactly circular, I'm now continuing round, so I continue that swirl all the way around the heart and all the corners. I'm beginning to see the effect of the vanilla coming through in some areas and how I want to add a little bit more. Doesn't that look beautiful, that colour? And you can see how dominant the red is at the moment. So I'm beginning to think, right, I need some of that permanent rose to put through it. And I also need some more vanilla. Because if you left it as it was, it looks more sort of strawberry. It's quite a dark red, isn't it? So first of all, I'm using some more vanilla. I just dipped it in, dipped my palette knife in the vanilla, and I'm going round and round, really carefully picking up the paint that I want as I go around, just to have a really sort of natural ice cream vanilla swirl. Getting very hungry as I'm making this, and I can't wait to see what Kim's done. I'm really curious to see what Aishu's done. Aishu is an amazing paper crafter, so if you haven't seen what she's done on her channel, please do go and have a look and subscribe, and please do go and support Kim and see what she's created and subscribe to her channel as well. I really appreciate everybody who subscribes. You make a huge difference to the motivation on the videos, and the comments and the requests. Really do listen to you and love coming up with something new as a result. So you can see now it's beginning to take form, and I'm wanting to do a little bit more blending. So I need a little bit more vanilla, and I think a little bit more raspberry, a little bit more of that rose. The Daily Rowney paints are wonderful. You can get them from the range in the UK. They're wonderfully pigmented, and they're my go-to standard paints for any colour. So as you see the palette knife going round, what are you thinking about the swirl? What would you add? Would you prefer a bit more red? Would you prefer a bit more of the permanent rose? Perhaps you like it as it is. Or would you add more vanilla? So I'm getting ready now just to finish adding the colours and to start looking at the drips on the side and adding to those drips. I can just see where the paints run off the canvas really naturally, and I'm going to layer that with a little bit of our Arteza red and a little bit of the permanent rose. So I'm adding a bit more vanilla to the sides to make it a bit more realistic, and it's still keeping its heart shape. It's a lovely shaped canvas to experiment with so many different types of techniques. And you probably know, if you watch my channel quite a lot, that I love the swipe technique. So doing a radial swipe is really exciting. If you haven't checked out Venom Fluid Art, Bubbles and Wombat, otherwise known as Kayleen and Darren, do some amazing radial swipes, and that's what I think of when I think of these. I did a radial swipe recently, so if you're interested in seeing one with some cells that turned out in the shape of an eye, I'll pop that in the description as well. So can you see I'm really gently adding the drip so it looks natural, and you can see how there's a bit of a contrast between that lighter colour and a darker red. So I'm now going to add a little bit of the rose to make it more blended. So just enjoy the music for a while, and I'll come back towards the end to show you the end results, both wet and dry.
looking at you, thought you were looking at me. Turns out I was wrong, you said I wasn't, but let's agree to disagree. She tells me all of these things about how you were so sweet, but I know because you said the same things to me. She swept off her feet, and now I can't breathe. 'Cause when you're staring at her, I'm comparing, because she isn't me. I guess I didn't qualify. I guess I wasted my time, 'cause I couldn't beat her if I tried. I hope you're satisfied. It's been a couple of months now since we had that falling out. Things haven't been the same. I miss you. What's that all about? You probably don't think about me. I never crossed your mind. I wish that wasn't true.
Here's my raspberry ripple ice cream on a heart-shaped canvas. I'm just finishing the last drips now, the last finishing touches before you see the wet result. And I just want to say to Aishu, thank you so much for coming on as our special guest today. What a wonderful and fun idea, doing an ice cream collab together with Kim and I. Thank you so much. Thank you to Kim for your wonderful partnership on this journey on Fluid Art. I love our collabs together and the ideas that you come up with. So here we are, the raspberry ripple. It's my favourite ice cream and I'm getting very hungry. I might have to go and get some. Thank you to everybody for being here today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know what you think of this if you could. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed and you like this video, please do so. I really do appreciate it and it helps my channel to grow. Thank you to all of my members. Really appreciate you. You really help with my art supplies. Thank you. And all of your love and support is so greatly appreciated. I hope you're having a lovely day and don't forget, your art is a piece of you. So please do take care of it. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope to see you again soon. Let's go and see what Kim and Aishu have created. Their details are in the description below. Take care now. Bye.